Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're taking a look at Transformers Legacy Core Class Bombburst. So let's take a quick look at the packaging. On the upper left-hand corner, you see a very cool image of Bombburst in his alt mode, which is a very cool-looking spaceship. You got some VTOL thrusters on the top there. Looking very nice. Takara Generations logo, Transformers Legacy. Standard fare here on the packaging. You see the open box there with Bombburst peeking through. There he is. He is a Decepticon. He is a core class as mentioned. On the side, you get a very cool image of Bombburst in his robot mode. Nice. I really like that. Nice artwork as always. On the bottom, you have a bunch of text, different countries and such. On the side, you have your Transformers Legacy picture there with the Decepticon crew. On the back, tons of text. And there's the product shot. Bombburst. He converts in 9 steps to his alt mode. So without further ado, let's get this tiny little Bombburst opened up. See what he's all about. Alright, here we have Bombburst out of the packaging, and before we get into his details, as always, let's take a look at the accessories he comes with. He does come with 3 accessories, one of them being his little, I'm going to call it like a wrench axe here. It's done in kind of a dark gray plastic. It's got a little bit of molded detail, but yeah, it kind of reminds me of like a wrench, and he can easily hold that in his hand, just like so. Just a little 3mm port there, which plugs in very nicely, so very cool. Kind of a different type of weapon than we're used to seeing. And then he does come with his sort of wings slash laser blasters, kind of arm blasters here, which are done in a really nice sort of powder blue plastic with some really nice gray paint over the top. And the detail on the molding is really cool. I love that. It's very sort of Batwing-esque. I really like the molded detail on there. And again, you have some nice molded detail on the actual wing and weapon itself. So very, very nice. And there are ports on the side of each which plug in onto either side of his arms like so. So they can be used as sort of arm weapons like that. So very, very cool. So he's all armored up, ready to fight the Autobots. Yeah, I like those. Those are very cool. Really nice molded detail. Can't talk here, probably had too much coffee. Anyways, taking off these accessories. So very cool accessories to start off with. Let's get in close on Bombburst. So that head sculpt first and foremost. Wow, very cool. So the white plastic used on here is kind of an ivory. It's an off-white, which I think works very well. And you have some nice paint, yellow paint for the eyes, some nice light blue paint for the ear section. And the head sculpt is just really, really cool. And if you look closely, I don't know if you can see it, there is some paint on the inside of the mouth, it looks like. Looks like maybe his tongue is painted. So a very nice job on that head sculpt. Just taking a look at the back, not too much from the back. But going down, you have some nice dark sort of maroon paint for the chest. I love these sort of claws, the claw detail here. Really nice crisp Decepticon logo there on the left side. And going down, you get a little bit of molded detail. You get that same ivory white, a little bit of that sort of dark pink paint for the wrists there, a little bit of molded detail there. I really like the waist piece as well. I think that's really cool. Some nice molding on this figure for sure. You get some nice molded detail on the lower legs. And you do get some nice sort of gray paint for the knees there. And you see the feet. The feet are looking pretty cool too. A little bit big. Maybe it's, I don't know. It looks kind of, his feet look a little bit big to me, but they do have heel spurs, so he can stand up very easily. And that's how he looks from the back. He has a little bit of a backpack, but nothing too serious. So anyways, let's just do some quick comparisons before we get into articulation on this guy. So there is Bombburst, and we have Core Class Iguanus, which one of my favorite Core Class figures right there. And then we have Core Class Shockwave. So just bring in these guys for a quick comparison. And let's see, Bombburst seems a little bit smaller than Iguanus and Shockwave. Yeah, he looks a little bit smaller, but not much, not bad. I still think Iguanus takes the cake as far as taking Shockwave off. As far as like the Pretender kind of monster Transformers that they've done, I kind of still wish they did Skullgrin in a core class size. I think if they're gonna do this Pretender thing again, like they did in Titans Return, you know, it should be all the same scale. I actually like those Titans Return figures because they all were the little shell type figures, and they all scaled really well. But anyways, that is a quick comparison between Iguanus and Bombburst. So very, very nice. I still, again, Iguanus, yeah, so cool. But yeah, Bombburst is looking pretty good. I don't think it really has the detail and the molding and paint as Iguanus does, but I think it's a pretty cool figure. So anyways, let's pause and get into this guy's articulation. Articulation for Bombburst is as follows. So if you take a look at his head, there's not a whole lot on his head. There's just it's not even a ball joint, it's just a swivel joint there, and it just goes from side to side. So you really don't get a lot of motion on the head. It almost looks like the jaw can open, but it doesn't. But it almost looks like it can open and close. But basically, yeah, it's kind of limited on the head. Everything else is ball jointed shoulders, so it can go the full 360, can go out like that. Ball jointed elbows, get about a 90 degree, nothing at the wrist. You do get a waist swivel, which is nice. You get a nice waist swivel. Ball jointed hips, so he can go out, he can do the full splits. He can go back that far, kick up that far. Actually, he can kick up quite a bit. And he does have a knee rotation there because of the ball joint. And he can do about 90 degrees at the knee. Let's get him straightened out here. And foot articulation, because of transformation, you get this little bit of up and down movement. There's no ankle pivot. Actually, I stand corrected. There is ankle pivot. I didn't realize it's pretty tight on mine. So actually, there's a lot of ankle pivot there. So some pretty nice articulation on this guy because of the ball joints and such. So yeah, not bad at all. So let's get Core Class Bombburst transformed. See what his alt mode looks like. Alright, let's get into the transformation for Core Class Bombburst. This guy is super easy to transform, so let's get right into it. First thing you want to do is go on the back and pull out the spaceship front there and just pull it all the way out. And then you want to take your sort of weapon, the little axe weapon there, and it just notches into the back. Like so. I had a little bit of trouble the first time I did this, but you want to just it kind of goes in right behind that tab, and then it'll just tab in like so, and just kind of push it up like that, and then it just tabs in pretty tightly. Also be careful when you're pulling that out. Right here, this is just on a friction tab there, and this pops up very easily, so it does just pop right back on. Easier said than done. But yeah, that does tend to pop off there, but it'll just go back on like so. So anyways, and then just pull up that over the robot mode head, and you have that done there. And then basically what you want to do is take your wings and put them on. And you want to make sure this gray side is facing out, because that'll be the underside of the jet mode. And plug those in like so. And then what you want to do is take the waist, do a 180 on the waist. And you want to just fold up the feet, take the heel spurs and fold them up like so. And then on the back of the knees, back of the legs, you have little tabs right there that'll slot into little slots on the bottom of his chest right there. So you want to just bend at the knee, kind of bend his knees backwards, and then these tabs will go right into these slots like so. And plug that in, that, and those plug in like that. And then what you want to do is just take the wings, the arms, and just fold them back like that. Now, one issue I have with this, it's a very simple transformation, but these back pieces do not tab in, which is very unfortunate. There is a little slot on the upper leg here, which I thought maybe they could have had a little piece hanging off the wrist there to maybe slot in like right there. It would have been nice if there was a little bit more, just a little bit more stable there. As it is, these pieces just kind of are loose. So, they're not so loose that they're gonna like flop around, but it's just kind of unfortunate that they don't tab in. So anyways, that's kind of just one gripe I have about the alt mode. Other than that, it looks pretty good. So you get that nice magenta paint for the cockpit there. You get a little bit of, I still don't think this, you gotta really make sure that that tabs in there. So once you get it in place, it does hold in place. But anyways, you do get a little bit of molded detail. I do like the sort of the jets, the thrusters here on top. Unfortunately, you do see the screws right there, but not a whole lot on the alt mode. The back is a little bit ugly. It basically shows where his waist kind of folds down and stuff, bends over. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too crazy about this alt mode. I think this kind of front section looks cool. I don't know. I almost wish that. I guess you can kind of. I don't know. That doesn't look any better. I mean, you can kind of fold these around and stuff like that. But yeah, the alt mode, compared to like, for example, let's bring in Shockwave, like Core Class Shockwave. Now, for like a spacecraft, like this is cool. This is actually, you could like picture this going through space. I know this isn't like a spacecraft per se, but like, I don't know. I think the alt mode is just a little bit lazy looking. So anyways, Bomb Burst, and just a quick comparison to Shockwave. And then we have the alt mode for Iguanus. Again, like these core class figures were so much fun, fun to transform and pose and stuff. And I think Bomb Burst is definitely the weakest of the three. But anyways, let's pause and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so final thoughts for Core Class Bomb Burst as he spins around on the turntable. Yeah, this guy is he's pretty cool. Definitely think the robot mode, if you can call it that, kind of beast mode, whatever, definitely shines. The alt mode is a little bit lazy, and the fact that those arms don't tab in, it's just kind of a missed opportunity in my opinion. But yeah, the robot mode is cool. Obviously, you can see his guns there are blast effect compatible, so that's pretty cool. And he's actually got a lot of posability in his robot mode, so that's, he's got that going for him. So yeah, robot mode great. Alt mode a little bit lazy looking. Definitely not as fun as Iguanus or Shockwave as far as transformation and just in general. But yeah, not a bad little figure here. So anyways, this has been the video review for Transformers Legacy Core Class Bomb Burst. This is Matt Japan. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Have a great day.